Just showing off my work here. Nothing too impressive. It's fun to shoot, little shooter there. I'm not quite sure what wood it was. I want to say it was oak. Can't be too sure in anything. Everybody's seen that one before, I'm pretty sure. That thing is beautiful, actually. I absolutely love the color in that. Another little small shooter, pretty fun to shoot. Probably be giving that one to one of my friends soon. This is a little oak fork. I actually made this one for one of my buddies, but I started shooting and decided he couldn't have it. That one's for me. This is probably the one I use the most. I've got a little mice infestation, and I've probably killed 2 mice a day with this. I use this one because it's not too powerful. If you miss, it'll go through your drywall if you're shooting inside your house. But it won't go through 2 layers of drywall, so you don't got to worry about shooting somebody on the other side of the wall. I want to try to make it look like an antler. I need some new bands. And things bounce off of a soda can, so they need more power. My first board cut, I didn't even draw nothing out. I just started cutting on the scroll saw. That's why it looks so bad. It's my favorite shooter right here. Killed three rabbits, probably, maybe 4. I say maybe 4 because the 4th one ran underneath my shed after I shot him, and I couldn't get him. He's either dead underneath there or he survived, one or the other. I hate that. Anytime I wound an animal, man, I feel terrible. This thing, I quit shooting it because I would shoot my hand every other shot, and it hurts bad. But it looks good. I like it at least. These 3 are solid pine. I do believe they're pine, so they're actually kind of dangerous to shoot. They can break it any second. These 2 are plywood, oak plywood I got from Lowe's. Not the best quality plywood, but it's still stronger than those any day. This slingshot's fun to shoot. The more I shoot it, the more I like it. Having troubles getting everything even, as you can tell. This isn't even with this. They're not the same. And that's what I've been working on. Working plywood is not like working hardwood. I can usually make wood like this do whatever I want. Plywood is just not the same. Completely different. This one I made to look like that one because I like this one so much. I wanted one I knew wasn't going to break on me. And it had a void in it. So I dremeled it out. The void was a perfect circle, and that diamond was fit in there. But I dremeled it out and epoxied that dime down in there. Looks better than a hole in it, that's for sure. It's just finished drying. I'm going to make some bands for it here after a bit. My store-bought, I quit shooting that because it bruises my wrist god awful. This I made a handle for. As you all know, these true marks come with that plastic handle that holds ammo. The ammo just falls right through. I made this for it. It looks a little bit better. Narrowed the forks, and it shoots a lot more accurate. Daisy F-16, I've been working on to shoot arrows. This is probably the 2nd arrow arrest I've tried to make for this. Nothing seems to want to work like that loop there does. I think what I'm going to do is make a notch for the arrow to ride in, and that ought to help. Another Daisy F-16. Got them for $5 at Harbor Freight Tools. You can't beat that. They're usually more than that on the internet even. As you can tell, I got the bug pretty bad. Check out my tools. It's mainly what I use to make everything here. Scroll saw. If you're thinking about buying one, don't. Buy a bandsaw. You'll be able to cut more stuff with it. You can cut the same stuff as you can with the scroll saw if you have the right blade on a bandsaw. So get a bandsaw, get the right blade. Scroll saws suck. The reason why I hate it and I really, really hate scroll saws, is when it goes up and down like this. The bandsaw has a blade on two pulleys, and it just keeps spinning and pushing down. It's only a downward movement. Because this goes up, it'll grab your wood, and it'll smack it around like that while your hands are all in here, and it makes you feel like you're about to lose one of your fingers, which I'm extremely paranoid of because my grandfather lost every finger on his hand, on both hands using saws. He was a carpenter as well. He slipped on the table saw and lost every one of his fingertips. So anytime I use a saw, I be extremely careful, especially this scroll saw, because they'll fuck you up. This Fiskars mat, $20. It came with this rotary cutter, and it works. I recommend if you're just getting into the stuff, to pick up this same mat. The Olfa, or whatever that brand is, the minimum you're going to be spending on one of those is $45. And it's not as long as this. It's about that long, and about that wide. It's a little bit wider, but not as long. This is pretty much perfect for cutting out bands. As you can see, it's almost exactly the same width as the mat your bands are. So it works out pretty good. And then what I do usually is I lay my ruler out on a line, and I'll straighten everything out, and boom, roll my cut. Gorilla tape, that's what I've been making my pouches out of. That and baseballs. I prefer baseballs over the Gorilla tape. The Gorilla tape is stronger than the baseball leather though, but it's slippery and it's hard to get a hold of. Sometimes you'll be pulling it back and slip and accidentally shoot something you're not meaning to. K-bar 1109, made in USA. This knife's older than me. It belonged to my grandfather. I use it for just about everything except for stripping bark. I use that buck knife for stripping bark. It says USA on the blade. Down there in the crack, you can't even see it. But I highly doubt it's made in the USA. Almost a 4-inch blade there. Decent little knife, but the blade is not the best quality. There's chips and nicks all in it. That's why I just use it for stripping bark. It was a cool knife, but not the best quality. This is what I use. Hornady black powder, 36 caliber, 375. I'd make my own lead, but with my little girl running around and other people's kids in my yard all the time, man, I just cannot risk having lead fumes and everything else. Molten metal, period, in my yard. I just can't have it. They're only $10, so it's worth the $10 to me, knowing everybody's safe. And they're suitable to shoot out of a musket as well. You know, if you got a flintlock or something of the sort, I don't even know what shoots 36 caliber. I've got a couple black powder rifles. They shoot 50. My grandfather has one that's 44. Oh, that's what I use, guys. Tell me what you think. Good or bad, doesn't matter. Let me know. Thanks for watching.